So my name is Rafael Bejar, and I write for the bone marrow transplant and hematologic malignancies team. This is essentially the blood cancers team here at Moores Cancer Center. Well, I'm actually on both sides of the fence here because I am a physician scientist. I see patients with cancer, and I have a research lab that's dedicated to studying cancer and how to find better ways to treat it. So I'm really aware of the need for funding and support for the research that we do, and I see how it impacts patients on a daily basis. So I think this is a great way to not only raise money for cancer, to also bring the community together to think about the disease, bring patients, get them involved as well, and really put a lot of attention on the fact that we do great work that needs support. So what is the greatest benefit of the collaboration that we've set up around Pedal the Cause? As you know, we live in an area where there are some amazing basic science research centers. There's the Salk Institute, the Sanford, Burnham, Prebys, the Scripps Research Institute, our own institute here at UCSD, Rady's Children's Hospital. And we each have certain skill sets and abilities and resources that we use to do the work that we do. And when we come together, we can share those resources in ways that we might not be able to do it if we had to set them up from scratch individually. That allows us to do a lot more and to bring a lot more minds together. And it really is a critical mass here that allows us to do work that really couldn't be done anywhere else. Right, so how is private funding important in research? I think it's important to know that there's actually a difference between the types of projects that are sponsored by the federal government and the types of projects that are sponsored by private funds. The federal government is really looking for much more safe bets, so to speak. A lot of innovative work, risky work, work that doesn't have a necessarily well-defined payoff, may not get funded by the federal government. They really require you to have a lot of preliminary data and actually have done a lot of the groundwork before you apply. Private funds often don't have that limitation. They're actually designed to spur people to do new things and try new ideas. And without that money, we would never really come up with the next best thing. We would just incrementally improve the last thing that we worked on. So together, they really allow us to create entirely new things that give us that preliminary data that we can then go to the federal government and ask for more money once we've proven that this is a really viable concept. I can give you a great example. So just on Monday, we had Carl June here, Dr. Carl June from University of Pennsylvania. And his major breakthrough that everyone recognizes now was the modification of our own immune cells to essentially teach them how to fight cancer. Now, he applied to the NIH on 3 separate occasions to take the work that he'd done in the lab and actually apply it in patients, and it was rejected every time. He finally got private funding to do these studies, and they were a home run success. It took people who had intractable, fatal cancer diagnoses and rescued many of them. In fact, totally cured some of them as far as we can tell. Not surprisingly, the next time he went to the NIH, he was well received and was warmly funded, but without that private impetus, that would never have happened.